Hello, this is Grand Kuka, the Predatory lender. Now, the unemployment report for the month of December is coming out momentarily. So for more on that, we go to our Washington correspondent, Taxes! Thanks, Grant. Now you can see that the unemployment rate stayed steady this month at 10%. And also the underemployment rate stayed steady as well at 17.2%. But yet, the average hourly earnings rose a bit to $18.8 an hour. And average hours worked for the week stayed steady at 33.2 hours a week. So here you can see that the average American makes roughly $2,700 a month or $32,000 a year. So for more on this and how it's affecting the average American, we take it out to the streets by going to JAR. Unemployment rate just recently came out.
10%.
Yeah, it was at 10. Now also the underemployment rate, people, with part-time works is at 17%.
Yeah.
Now how has unemployment affected you folks on the dark side of the force?
I think for me, I might have been ripped off more. There's a lot more people, I think, that because there's such a money problem and an economic problem, there's a lot more economic crime, people stealing identities. I had a purchase on eBay for a foreclosed house for several thousands of dollars, and it turned out that the house had a lien on it, and I got ripped off, and a lot of other people did, and I feel that that's been happening for the last year. It seems like everyone's trying to take every dime and nickel out of my pocket for something.
That seems like a type of white-collar crime. How has white-collar crime, affected you?
Well, I think most of the white-collar crime, at least economically speaking, is where the big problem is. People stealing identities and credit cards and stuff certainly contribute overall to it, but white-collar crime, you're talking about the big corporations, the people that are just almost indestructible.
How is unemployment, is that making things tougher for you guys at Graceland with tourists and everything?
Well, I'll tell you something, man. Me myself, I had to move into a trailer park. Times are tough, so I feel the crunch all the way around. In Memphis is very tough. The sequins are expensive. I got Cadillacs from the 70s, man. They take a lot of gasoline. I don't quite follow the unemployment rates and ratings and a lot of numbers like that. All I can tell you is that if you need work out there, you got to ask President Obama, where's all that change he promised, man? Where's the change he promised? That's what I want to know, man. What change?
Okay, now on the elections, what do you think about the current tax system? You think it's a good idea or a bad idea?
Well, man, I don't pay attention to taxes. Taxes are good for business, you know what I'm saying? Bad for the people, but I just tell you to go out there and buy my albums. That's all I'll tell you, man.
Now, how has unemployment affected you or particularly other people in the steel industry?
Well, usually when that affects people, they have nowhere to live. They live in their cars. Car industries start falling apart, which we've already seen. People are going broke. They're losing everything. That's the biggest thing. When you lose everything, people start waking up and talking about this. You see people out here every day in Hollywood Boulevard with signs protesting against our government, against our officials, with good right. When you sleep in your car and lose your house and you can't eat and you can't find a shelter to go to when it's cold.
Now, how has the high unemployment rate affected you guys in your music business or any of your businesses?
Well, I'm an actor, so it has been difficult getting acting jobs here in Hollywood.
Now, how has this high-level unemployment affected you at your record business?
Well, it hasn't affected me much because being that everything's on the internet, so when you download it for $1, we got 1 million people to download one of our songs for $1. It carries, it grows.
Now, how has this high level of unemployment rate affected your people visiting you at Graceland and other places?
Let me tell you, man, as far as the tourism goes, they're coming out here. They're having a lot of fun. And so, even though people are not working, they're partying more. People aren't working, but the weed shops are going higher and getting more productive. So people are definitely partying and enjoying and having fun no matter what the economy's like. I think we're going to have a big boost in kids soon. Everybody's staying at home. Might as well more people are fucking, you know what I mean? Instead of working.
people that have money and power, they want to control that. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing big governments, unions, our country being run by other countries that are profiting. China, Japan, Russia. Like I said, I think a lot has to do with war and kind of like a cloud of smoke over everything. We're still talking about war when we're not even helping people that don't have a place to live, can't put food in their stomachs, but we can build bombs and tanks, and all of our jobs seem to be in the military.
Now, what could we do to possibly help people get jobs, or particularly help people in the steel industry?
Well, like I said, it amounts to people standing together, making sacrifices. That's basically what it is. Instead of having a union of government, we need to have a union of people against our government and talk this out and make it very clear that people are suffering out here, that it's not just a majority or a minority of population. It's a lot of people. And then you look out here to Hollywood Boulevard and you see people out here every day spending money. So it's kind of a illusion, if you want to call it that. It just depends on who's holding more money, the government or the people, and right now the government is.
Now, a lot of times the steel industry is criticized for its heavy union connections. Now, do you feel unions help or hurt the various manufacturers, particularly the steel industry?
I think they hurt them. You have a lot of unions in corporate, like Disneyland, ABC, Jimmy Kimmel. They don't pay their people the right prices. They don't pay them benefits. It's been a problem for a long time. I think it's time to change that. Like I said, the people need to have a voice for this and start standing up. I think it's coming to that because a lot of people are losing a lot of things out here.
Besides yourself protecting us from all these dangers, what can the government or what can people do to protect themselves from these threats that we're seeing in the future?
Like I said, the only thing that we can do is band together and prepare. Don't believe too much hype that's out there. Such as the H1N1, flu
yeah, I remember
virus.
that one.
Everybody jumped to that, and it was never experimented to help people, and people just they get things. We're in a world now where something comes out, people got to have it. The new iPhone comes out, people have to have it, and then 6 months later they find out that it doesn't work, or it doesn't produce what it's supposed to be producing, and then we kind of put ourselves back in the hole.
Like, I know when the iPhone came out, people were lining up around the corner to get the iPhone. At the same time, they were lining up around one of the banks because the bank was going out of business. On the same day, they had round-the-block lines of people lining up for iPhones and to get their money out of failing banks.
Well, that's what I'm saying about...
people had the priorities wrong or something?
Well, like I said, it's the illusion. You look on one side of the street and you see tons of people that have money to buy iPhones, and then you have another majority of the people that are across the street pulling their money out because their bank is going to, go out. So you kind of see how both sides are. And like I said, that's how the world is now. You think somebody's something and they turn out not to be. That's just how it is now.
Now, how is this unemployment rate of 10% affecting you?
It hasn't really affected me. I'm self-employed out here, so I'm not. I don't have to worry about unemployment or anything like that. I usually make some money, and the economy I hope will work out better. Hopefully, the unemployment rate will go down. We're going to have to start creating some more jobs, and good luck, America.
Okay, so in closing, is there any last-minute things you'd like to say to our viewers?
Well, always watch this guy. He always tells the truth, and that people should prepare themselves, not be blinded by certain media that don't tell truths. Love their families and take care of their families, because there's a lot of families that are going through a lot of hardships, and hopefully this will change around pretty soon. And people like yourself are bringing this message out, and I appreciate that.
So again, this is Jarbon, the Predatory Lender Group, talking to you guys about the economy.